YouTube, and we are at the Palace of Versailles. We're here in front of the Royal Chapel. As you can see, there's not many people here, just us right now, which is good because they're getting ready to close. So we're going to have to go through this part rapidly. But this is where the King and Queen would have had their daily mass. Hopefully the video quality is okay. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if the quality is okay. Maybe different as we go from room to room. We did a periscope earlier, so merci beaucoup, madame. So here we are in the Hercules Room. There's one of 700 rooms here at the Palace of Versailles, about 20 kilometers outside of Paris. Today it's a sort of upscale suburb to some extent. You can see the beautiful, gorgeous ceilings here. Let me just show you around. Hey, Euro, it's pixelated. It's pixelated already? That surprises me a little bit. Let me know if it remains pixelated. If so, I will stop it and restart another YouTube live. Because there's no point in doing this if you're not seeing the beauty of this. So, is it still pixelated? That's a shame. We usually get a really nice view on YouTube, but depending on the rooms we're in, some rooms may not have good a signal as others. So I'll just wait for some more comments. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you guys for the views. It's better. All right, Olga, do you think, should we stick with this or should we restart it? What do you guys think? I can't tell. I can't see what you guys are seeing. I know usually on YouTube you guys say the quality is really good, but maybe it's not that good today. I don't know. It's okay. Makes me think maybe we should, you know what I'll do is, we'll do this for a few minutes and then I'll try again and see if it gets better. That way we'll have a taste of both worlds. So I'll do 10 minutes like this, and then we'll restart a new one and see if the quality gets better. Hey, here the quality is good, watching in 720p, no lag at all. Okay, well that's good to know. Much better now. Okay, that's good. So it may have been just those rooms we were in. Let's take a look at the ceiling. That's one thing I like about YouTube is I think the quality can be dynamic. It can improve quality if the signal gets better, whereas Periscope tends to just stay at whatever the lowest level was. So we're looking at the ceilings now. The quality is perfect. Well, great, then we don't have to restart. So I think it depends a lot about which rooms we're in. Much better picture. Okay, awesome. Well, let's hope this stays for the Hall of Mirrors, which is coming up. That's the pièce de résistance, as we say. So you see every room highly decorated. King Louis XIV liked every square centimeter of the room decorated. So you see there's paintings and sculptures and woodwork and all kinds of work, marble columns, marble doors, fine details, HD quality. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. By the way, guys, I really appreciate you viewing my YouTube videos as much as you can for the next month. YouTube just changed their requirements for the YouTube partnership program. I am a YouTube partner, but I may lose it at the end of the month if I don't get enough views. So watch as many videos as you can. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe, of course, hit the bell if you haven't already done that. But like the videos and comment. Make sure to leave a comment on the videos. That helps a lot. And the likes. So I see a few of you have already liked this video, so I appreciate that. You can see out the windows. You can see a little bit of the gardens. But the gardens are so huge. So this is 1,000 hectares for the palace, 9,400 hectares for the buffer zone, 700 rooms, 2,000 windows, 1,250 fireplaces, I think 67 staircases if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how many paintings, but a lot of paintings. Or as Donald Trump would say, a bleep load of paintings. So you can see the ceilings here. I'm panning kind of quickly. We've got these chandeliers in every room. Run through the palace naked, that will increase the viewers. You know, I was thinking of that. I was thinking of crazy pranks I could do over the next month to increase the viewers because that works. You get a lot of viewers. So I need them just for 1 month. All right, so before there was a lot of people, but now because we're at the end of the tour here, you can see I'm pretty much the only person in the palace. It's just me and you guys. So it's good, we get unobstructed views. Here is one of the beds that you can see. And what's interesting, you notice about the beds is, first of all, they have all these large canopy-style beds. So the canopy goes all the way around so they can have some privacy at nighttime. But look, there's chairs everywhere all around. So various people, nobles, could sit and watch and wait for either the king or queen to wake up so they could dress them, comb their hair, towel dry them. This room here is the crown room. So right now it's a big empty space here, but this would have been a big crown here about 3 meters high. And you would have been expected to bow or curtsy when you passed the crown, even when it was empty. Did they make out in those beds? Yeah, probably. That was a very important role of the king. It was very important for the king to leave a male heir. So there was a lot of pressure on the royal couple to produce male heirs. And you couldn't have just one because sometimes kids would get sick and die or whatever. So you had to produce many, many male heirs. It's like your own Versailles. It is. We have it all to ourselves, which is pretty cool. We have the ceiling here. This is what it would have been like to be the king, to walk around and have this whole place to yourself and your servants, of course. But the image in YouTube is much better. Well, that's what I was hoping. We have the portrait of King Louis XIV here. I see some more people hit the like button. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. That's really important. We see King Louis XIV. I mentioned the same portrait exists over at the Louvre, and I've shown you that portrait. And you notice the iconic high heels that the king wore. He's very famous for. Let's do a little zoom. Red high heels. So next we're going to enter the war room. I'll get a lot of light in this room because there's a lot of windows. A set of the many 2,000 windows. Were any of the kings mad? That's a good question. I have to think about it. I think there was one that was mad. We had some like, yeah, some crazy. I'll have to tell some of the crazy king stories actually, because there's quite a few kings. There was one king, I don't think it was a French king though, that I think it was an English king, but there was one king that was so afraid of being poisoned, he didn't want to be poisoned. He was afraid of that, and he ended up dying of starvation because he wasn't eating because he didn't want to get poisoned. Everything is so beautiful. Yeah, they were really into beauty and symmetry. This is the war room where they would have discussed plans of wars. It leads into the famous Hall of Mirrors, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute. You can see chandeliers, all this gilded artwork everywhere. Donald Trump would be very happy with the color scheme here. Lots and lots of gold for the Sun King. And then if we look out the window, let's do that for a minute. Look out the window, and you can see one of the many fountains. I think there's about 50 fountains out this way, and you can see some of the gardens out there. You see the giant canal. Everything, as far as you can see, and then some, would have been all part of the royal garden. The fountains are off right now, but you can imagine with those fountains on, how impressive that would be. Let's go down the Hall of Mirrors. So here we are, the Hall of Mirrors. You notice we got a lot of chandeliers. We have a lot of mirrors. There's 357 mirrors in this hallway, and we also have 17 mirrors along, not mirrors, 17 windows, 17 of the 2,000 windows line this hallway. So we have a lot of windows, a lot of chandeliers, and a lot of mirrors. Mirrors being a luxury item at the time. So let's walk around. You could have imagined foreign dignitaries coming here, walking down this long hallway to meet the king at the end of the hallway. Don't go down there. We may see you. Oh, it's okay. Sing. Ça va, ça va. Beautiful. Oh, are you guys seeing this? Because I'm getting a reconnection error. Signal is bad. Okay, so I think we're gonna stop this, and I'm gonna try again. I don't know what happened. I did get a connection error, so we're gonna stop it here and retry. Connection must not be great in this area. Yeah. Should I just continue, or should we stop and restart? What do you guys think? It's better now. Continue. All right, we're gonna try it. It's good now. Okay. I still have reconnecting messages on my screen, but so we won't go down to the end there. Apparently that's where the signal is bad. It's clearing now. All right. Maybe it'll get a little bit better. Thank you guys for the likes. So this is the hard thing with live streaming. Like if I don't live stream it, I can just film the whole thing and upload it, and you guys can get it in 4K HD quality. But this is the state room here, the council room. This is where he would have discussed the affairs of state, and it leads into the king's bedroom. Leads into the king's bedroom. All right, I don't see you guys. I'm getting a little worried. I think we're going to end the broadcast here, and I'm going to restart a new one and hopefully see you guys in just a minute or two. So we're gonna, and oh, you guys are here. Stacy is here. What's the video quality like? Is it good? Should I restart it? Olga's still here. All right, well, if you guys are here, is the quality good? Should I restart or should I just stick it through? What do you guys think? We are here, says Daniel. Okay. It's good. Everything is good. Okay. Great quality. You're here too. The quality is back to normal. All right. So I just still have the error messages on my screen. But anyway, so we are in the king's bedroom here. It's located smack in the middle, as it should be. We can see down below. Look at that outside. He's got this beautiful marble courtyard in black and white. That's all marble down there. Because, hey, why not? You're the king. We can see it's starting to get dark. And here we have the chairs for all the nobles that would have attended to the king. And here we have the bullseye room, named bullseye after these windows, which are in the shape of a bull's eye. Just shared your broadcast on Twitter. Thank you, Olga. I appreciate that. This is where the king would have had dinner. I think you guys are back. I think I lost you guys there for a few seconds. It's very hard to tell these messages. I'm getting conflicting messages. The system is telling me it's good now. We're in the guards room now. One of the many fireplaces, one of the 1,250 fireplaces. We lost connection for a bit, but it's back now. Yay! Sorry about that. But I'm glad it's back. We're in the Queen's Loggia here. Let me just show you outside the window real quick. And let's go outside if we can without losing signal. This is going to be a risky part. We might lose signal for a minute. One of many staircases. I think there's 67 staircases. You can see some of these staircases are pretty big. This is, I guess, one of the smaller staircases. Apple wants you to buy the iPhone 10. So they're slowing down your mountain. Well, that's probably true. And I want to buy the iPhone 10. So I'm working on that one day. Hopefully I will be able to buy it. Let's see if we can show you some of the hallways here. Oh no, they're all blocked off for renovation. All right, so I can't show you the hallways, but they're pretty cool. But let's see if we can get out into the courtyard. So we have the royal courtyard followed by the honor courtyard. So here we are outside. Hopefully the signal is good outside. And we can see the facade. Over 432 meters of facade for this palace. 67,000 square meters of living space. So 700 rooms. Here you see the marble floor and the courtyard I was telling you about outside. So you have these steps, I guess they're marble steps, followed by a marble floor in a black and white pattern. What a facade. Not a bad facade, right? 400 meters of facade. So lots and lots of room. They have their own royal chapel that we saw. They have their own theater inside this palace. They have another building with a separate theater. They have an opera house. Wait till you see the stable. I'll show you the two stables outside, the small stable and the big stable, as we leave Versailles, leave the Palace of Versailles. We'll go into the town of Versailles. It's a little windy. You can maybe hear a little bit of the wind today. Windy, yes. That's what you can accomplish when you don't have TV. Phil, that is a really good point. I do think that not having TV does lead to more productive time. The marble floor. Yeah, isn't the marble floor amazing? And that's outside. That's not even inside. You saw on the inside, lots of marble floors, marble walls, marble columns. And then they head over here. Look at this. Those two side buildings there, those would have been for various ministers and stuff. And of course, we can't see there's other palaces besides this palace on the same grounds. There's one for the chief mistress of the king. She had her own palace out that way a little bit. Also, the queen had her own palace. Then they had another palace, I guess, for fun. They had buildings for gaming, for entertainment. They have a whole village out there, a little farm village, to amuse the queen, the hamo. That sound was sirens. There's sirens out in the village for some reason. Let's go leave the palace for a minute. Hopefully we won't lose signal. If we do, it'll be momentary, and we'll be right back. Guys are back. I think we had a little hiccup there. This leads to the gardens. I don't know if we should go to the gardens. I don't know if they're going to let us in the gardens actually this time of day. You're back. Yay. I figured there was going to be a little connection issue there. I guess maybe it's better just to stay on through those disconnections rather than restarting. I don't know. Hopefully it won't rain today. That would be the main thing I'd be worried about, is rain. Well, looks like we can go out into the gardens a little bit at least. So I won't show you the whole gardens today because that's a whole connection isn't so great in this area. I was afraid of that. I can show you some more of the facade and more of the gardens. What I like about YouTube, it's dynamic. So if you get into a bad area, it's bad, but as soon as you move back to a good area, the quality goes back up. So that's great. So if you've seen my other YouTube videos, if you haven't, go through my archives. I've done some extensive views of the garden. Looks good now. This is happening right now. This is live. So we're in the gardens right here. Oh, I see what you mean. The quality is getting better as we speak. Awesome. There's some more of the facade on this side, sort of the back of the palace, if you will. Yes, says Stacy Greer. So thank you, Stacy. Stacy, been one of two people to do contributions this month. So a lot of people helped out amazingly last year on my PayPal account. So much appreciated. So far this year, only 2. So January is not a good month. How's the flooding in Paris? The flooding is back up. So last week I did a scope talking about how the flood was receding, but because it's been raining the last couple of days, the flood is back up. So 2 days ago it was at 4.22, 4 meters and 22 centimeters. Yesterday it was at 4.5 meters, 4.5 meters, and it is still rising. We don't know how high it will go. Some saying it may go as high as 5 meters. So pretty high. Not as bad as last year. Last year we had a flood that went up to 6.1 meters. So we'll just have to keep an eye and see how high it goes. They have closed some of the roads along the river out of a precautionary measures. All right, we can only see really the tail end. Well, actually, you know what? While we're here, we might as well walk over to the edge so I can show you the orangerie, as long as we have signal out this way. Hopefully we'll have signal out this way, and you can see a more impressive part of the garden before we go back towards the stables. Thank you guys for the likes, much appreciated. The other thing I like about YouTube, usually the video quality is very high, and it's also like very stable. Hopefully you don't see a lot of shaking and stuff as I walk around. It's beautiful. Yeah, it really is. It says Dean and Smith. And this is in the winter time. You should see this in the springtime. Oh my God, when all the flowers are here, it's even prettier. If you can imagine. But like I said, if you watch some of my older videos, I was here last summer and I put up some YouTube videos. Is it cold today? It's on the cool side. It's not warm. It's not super cold. I don't know the exact temperature. It's probably about 9 degrees if I were to guess. Maybe 8 degrees. Did they ever find the driver who lost their life in the Paris flood? The diver. As far as I know, they haven't found her. So we had a female policewoman that dived into the Seine a couple of weeks ago, I guess, as part of an exercise, and she never surfaced again. Over here, we're going to look this part of the garden where they have the orangerie, so they would have grown some oranges, I guess. And you can see their love for symmetry and patterns, geometric patterns, the French garden style, and also lots of water, the Swiss water over there. And then we have the staircase with hundreds of stairs. I don't know if the signal is still there. Hopefully you guys are seeing this, because it's quite pretty. They're doing some kind of construction over there. You might hear construction or restoration. You can probably hear some of that. Let's go walk over to the main part of the garden. Are you guys still with me? I hope you guys are still with me. Yes. All right. Bilbao says yes. Awesome. You guys like this part of the garden? What's nice about the gardens is there's so much variety. Each section is a different style. You're just waiting for the pixelation to go away. We are. I'm waiting for the pixelation to go away too. That is really annoying. That's why I'll come back. Maybe I'll come back next week and I will film it in 4K. Won't film it live. I'll just film it in 4K. That way there will be no pixelation. It'll be very high quality. We won't have the live interaction, but you will be able to see the video in very high quality, and I can upload that to YouTube. So we'll lose the live, but we'll improve the quality even more. Video quality. So there's the gardens. You can see some of the trees are evergreens, nice and green. Some of them not. You can see the barren trees there as well. And inside these gardens, there's all kinds of architectural features. There's restaurants, there's statues, there's fountains. It's quite a sight. Here we can see this wing of the palace on this side. I wish I had a way to know the signal strength as I was filming. So I just have to rely on your guys' comments. How do you travel to the palace from Paris? Well, we have a great transportation system in Paris. So we have trains, we have the metro and the RER, and one of the lines comes directly to Versailles. So you can use a local transportation ticket to come to Versailles. So if you let me know in advance, I can get you very inexpensive tickets for taking the Paris transportation system, as well as I get discounts on museum passes and things like that. Hi Euro, nice to see you scope now. Thank you, Nancy. So here we're gonna see some of the fountains. Now, of course, it's winter time, it's off season. These fountains are all turned off now. But if you come in the warmer months, these fountains are turned on, and they play classical music at the same time. So if you can imagine classical music and beautiful fountains and all kinds of different patterns, it's quite the sight. Okay, here we're going over sort of the main entrance to the gardens, coming up, leading to the Grand Canal coming up. But you can see already you have all these statues. Well, the statues are covered up. Again, in the summertime, they're uncovered, so you can see the beautiful statues. But you just have to imagine beautiful statues, all this greenery. Okay. More fountains. The Grand Canal filled with all kinds of rowboats. So you can take a rowboat and go out with your friends or family or loved ones and have a nice scenic boat ride. Convince somebody else to row and you're all set. Here are the stairs. Again, more fountains, more statues. So you can easily imagine the king and queen can throw quite a party here. You can invite, Macron was at the palace today. So yeah, Macron had a had an official visit here, which they do from time to time. But you can imagine, you can invite 10,000 of your closest friends and still have tons and tons of space left over. This place is huge. It is so huge. I cannot even begin to describe how big this place is. I've literally gone out into these gardens and walked for hours and hours and still only covered a small percentage of the gardens. Okay? They go out as far as you can see. You can see the canal. You can't even really see the end of the canal there. It goes on beyond that. And this canal, you can't see it here. It goes off to the right and it goes off to the left. It's kind of like in a cross. And over there, there's more palaces as part of this whole complex. There's one for the king's chief mistress. She has her own palace out there. The queen has her palace. They have a little village, a little hamlet with farm that Marie Antoinette liked to have her own little private space there. Rather than having the stuffy palace with all the formal etiquette, they had she had her own little place to let her hair down, so to speak, and hang out with her friends and raise animals. She was into the whole farm life. They had their own little mini farm there. And even to this day, if you've seen my YouTube videos, where I went out there, you'll see they still have the animals out there. They still have the sheep and the goats and whatnot, the different farm animals out there to this day. So it's kind of fun. It's actually very pretty. It's a different scale. Instead of like this big palatial scale, it's a little tiny village. So everything's on a very small human scale, and it's very pretty. It's very quaint and cozy and fun. And I can understand why she liked to spend time out there. So these fountains, like I said, they're off, but imagine with these fountains on. There's beautiful fountains over there. There's the Ballroom Fountains. So many different things. There's game rooms and game buildings out there. Not game rooms, game buildings where they would like to play their games. Theaters, all kinds of stuff. An opera house. So they did okay. They did okay. And if you go down inside, you can literally go inside those wooded areas there. There's all kinds of pathways. It's like, and they have plums and fountains, and it's very pretty. So we will do that this summer. If you guys are interested in seeing more of that, we won't even have to wait for the summer. We'll do it this spring. So once the weather gets a little bit warmer, and they turn on the fountains and the classical music, come back. And it should be very enjoyable, I would say. So like I said, this is situated on 1,000 hectares. There's a buffer zone of about 9,400 hectares. These formal gardens, I think, are about 80 hectares or so. Can you bring your bicycle? You know, that is a good question. I'm not really sure. I think you might be able to, maybe not in this section here, but in that next section out where the canal is, I'm pretty sure you can bring your bicycles out there. And they have all kinds of different transportation because the place is quite big. If you don't feel like walking, they do have like a little train system, a little bus system that takes you around. And they also have go-karts. You can rent a go-kart and you can drive yourself around. So I think if there's a couple of you traveling together, or if you just don't feel like walking, you can take a go-kart, rent a go-kart, and you can drive all around to the different parts of the gardens. Can you bring your drone? I don't know, but I don't think so. There's a lot of restrictions on drones. I don't know what the restrictions are in Versailles. I know in Paris, for instance, for the most part, you're not able to use drones at all in Paris. It's heavily restricted. So there's only one location, or I should say 2 locations that changes. It alternates between 2 locations, but basically at any one time there's only one location in Paris where you can use a drone, and it's only on one day of the month. So the go-kart, yeah, I think would be a lot of fun actually. And you can explore the different passageways. There's all kinds of interesting things out in the gardens actually. And then when you get lucky, you get over to the Love Temple, which is a very pretty area. And they have these meandering, like little creeks and stuff, and waterways. And they have a nice lemonade stand. They have orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice, squeezed right in front of you. So that's always nice on a hot summer day. Fresh squeezed orange juice. So let's go back out and show you guys the stables. The little stable. We'll show you the little stable and the big stable. And we'll show you a little bit of the town of Versailles. On this windy day. Oh, such a winter's day. I am California dreaming. Thanks for all the likes, by the way. I see most of you hit the like button, so I really appreciate that. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to share the video out to your Facebook friends, your Twitter friends, any other social platform. That would be awesome. And I hear the ducks. Do you see the ducks? So there's ducks in the fountain. Lola, hello Euro. What if those pine trees trim to, yeah, they're pretty good with the trimming here. That's one of the big things, is the maintenance for the gardens. You can imagine that is a huge operation. They have all kinds of buildings out there on the premises just devoted to the people that maintain the gardens. It's a big operation, as you can imagine. And the fountains, you know, there's I forgot how many kilometers. There's many kilometers of piping to feed all these fountains. So that is a big operation. That is all the original piping. It's not modern stuff that was put in. This the 17th century when they put in fountains out here. And they're still working. They knew what they were doing. Building for maintenance, well hidden. Yeah, you can't see them actually. They're way out there. I come across them a few times, but they're definitely very well hidden. They're behind all kinds of trees and bushes and everything. This place is huge, yes. And the thing is, when the king was here, it was even bigger. So I think this stretches out in total now to about, is it 800 acres or something, or 800 hectares, sorry. And so when the king was here, I think it would have been about 8,000 hectares. So lots and lots of land as well. headed into some wind here. I think this is where we hit the bad spot before. See, they have, when you come out here, this place is so big, they act when you go out into the gardens, and you will see people consulting their maps. So this is a nice map right here because it kind of shows most of the grounds. All right, so let me show you. So this is the main palace here. Okay, main palace is here. So we walked like this section here. Well, actually, I didn't go down there. So we walked like here and around here. But look how much more there is. Whoa. Whoops. I went a little too fast there. All right. All right, I think I'm gonna end the scope here, guys. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate it. I'll have to show you guys the stables on a future broadcast. All right, I just ran into some technical issues. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye.